back here with Frank, and he has a couple of little tangles or mats on his neck. So I kind of wanted to show you how I use the like a slicker brush and the dryer to brush out those tangles. Really easy without hurting him or anything like that. So I'm gonna get to it. I have my dryer going right now, so that's why it's a little loud. But I'm gonna hook you up to my grooming arm here and kind of show you. This is Frank. Frank is a Bichon. Yes, no, he's not a poodle, but he's, for all purposes, he kind of has the same type of coat. So I'm going to take and kind of lay him down and kind of see. I'm going to take this out of the way, my grooming arm, and right in through here, you can kind of see, like here, there's no tangles. You can kind of see the skin. But here, right there, like the air is blowing and you can kind of see like this little knitting right in through here. So, and I gotta check to make sure you can see it. Might be hard to see because he's a white dog. But let me, Frank, where's my comb at, buddy? My comb? Around here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay, just so I can kind of show you. See, this area is tangled. This area is not. Okay. So, first thing I'm going to do, mats are formed in all different directions. So it's not just formed like in one way. So once I identified kind of where the matting is, I will take my slicker brush. You can use this one. This is my Tougher Than Tangles brush. Or you can use this one, which is my Arturo, kind of double-sided. This one's for would be for like a heavier coat. This one would be for a finer coat. And I would use probably the heavier one for this matting, and it's flexible, so it folds and stuff, bends and stuff, so you're not pushed. It's not as easy to like brush, like irritate the skin. So, but when I find the mat, I'm going to take and I'm going to brush it in a circle. And what I mean by a circle is I think of it as a clock. So I'm going to brush it this way, and then I'm going to brush it to this side. For me, this is 3 o'clock. The other one was 12 o'clock. Then I'm going to brush it towards me, 6 o'clock. And then I'm going to brush it this way for 9 o'clock. And then I'm going to brush it this way for 12 o'clock. Now I'm going to check. There's still a little bit of catch with my comb, so I'm going to do it again. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock. All right, so we're getting somewhere, aren't we? Found another little one over here. You can see like this. And the dryer just helps me find them and it dries them at the same time. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9. And still kind of right there. 12, 3, 6, 9. and that one's brushed out. So you can see it is very easy. It's super gentle, not painful if you do it this way. Here's a couple little tangles here. It just takes a little extra work. And you don't want to brush the skin. You want to think that you're brushing kind of the top of the tangle. You want to start at the root. You want to start at the end. So if you have long hair and you have tangles in your long hair, you're not going to start at the root of it. You're going to start at the end and kind of work your way to the roots. You can see it just kind of helps untie. Basically, that's what you're doing, is you're untying the mat. So here we go, the 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, and so, you know, you can get kind of fast at it. Maybe you'll go backwards, you know. So the concept of it is that, I'm going to shut this off so we can talk about that. The concept of brushing the mat in the circles is that mats are formed in all different directions. They're not just formed in one direction. So say you're brushing the hair in one way, you're just brushing this hair to go this way, right? Whereas if you were brushing in all different directions, so as I'm going to brush, I'm brushing away from me, that's 12. So that's going to take this bunch of hair and kind of untangle it. And then I'm going to brush at 3 o'clock, which is this one. So that's going to take that hair and kind of pull it away from this side. And then I'm going to brush at 6 o'clock, and that's going to pull this hair out. And then I'm going to brush at 9 o'clock, and that's going to brush, you know, this one out. And then I'm going to brush at 12, and then 3, then 6, then 9, then 12, until all of a sudden the mat disappears. So that's the basic of how to brush a tangle gently. He wasn't being ripped on, it wasn't being pulled on. He was laying here very comfortably with the dryer. Most dogs don't like the dryer going in his head. He was quite content. So I found another one. I'm gonna try and do another quick one of that. And I'm sorry, I have to move this around. And I'll show you with it without the dryer, so you can kind of see how it kind of works. So you can see this. It's all kind of going in all different directions, right? So I'm gonna brush at 12 o'clock. Hope you see that. And then I'm gonna brush at 3 o'clock. And then I'm gonna brush at 6 o'clock. And then I'm gonna brush it at 9 o'clock. Then I'm gonna brush it at 12 o'clock again. So you can see how it's already diminished in size. Like, thanks, Frank. There's the little mat now. I mean, I can barely even find it. That's what's left of that mat. And just that a little bit of amount of time that I brushed. I'm going to do it again. All right, now I gotta find it. All right, they get harder to find as smaller they go. So there it is, this little piece here. So I'm gonna go like that. And then I check it with my comb to see if I can find. There's still a little bit of grab in there, but I think that's from something else. But just in case. And I'm not touching the skin with the brush. I'm touching the actual top part of the hair in the mat. So there we go. Easily brushed. So here, I don't know if you see this little bugger. Oh yeah, you can. You can see how tight that baby is. I'm gonna kind of do the same thing. You can kind of watch it almost. And I'm protecting the skin with my thumb. And I'm actually, what you're hearing is the brush hitting the mat and my fingers. So, and you can just see kind of easy, Frank. And I'm not using a real harsh brush. This is a soft slicker. Easy, buddy. I know. This one might take a little bit more. Come here, buddy. Come here. Easy. Lay down. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. That's it. Now, could I cut this out? Probably. But I feel like I don't have to if I can just lightly brush it without hurting him. Again, I'm not hitting the skin. I'm not pulling the hair. I'm just kind of brushing the top part, and this will kind of unloosen itself up. Going in all different directions. Not touching the skin. And again, these are friction mats. So this is behind the ear. So the friction is what's causing him. It could be he's scratching at his collar or whatever. So now it's at a point where let's see, just a little bit left. So, and what this is that's behind there, not only is it friction mats, but it's also kind of like dead hair kind of growing into those. And pretty much you don't want to demat a dog or brush a dog out like this all the time, because it can kind of break the hair still. And then that causes damage, which kind of sets them up for a little bit more matting. Anytime there's shorter hair growing into long hair, you're going to get kind of more matting. So if you have damaged hair closer to the skin and longer hair outside of it, the hair that's growing out into the longer hair will cause that to mat up a little bit easier. So now we're at a part where it's like very little there. And you see how I'm just kind of taking from the ends. My comb's actually kind of going through the end of it. It's like this one little twig now. And that's all dead hair, folks. Not coming out of his head. And there we go. Got some more brushing to do, but that's how I brush out a dog with tangles instead of having to shave them. Obviously, if it was like this all over his entire body, I wouldn't do it. If it's just small areas that are easily to, you know, get to with the dryer and stuff, I don't have any problems as long as the dog is going to tolerate me just kind of, you know, brushing over, you know, and holding him in that same area all at the same time. So it's all dependent on the dog and how well they will, you know, let me do my job. So otherwise, then it's the parents' fault and they need to brush their dogs more. But that's brushing a mat out. Very easy, very gentle, and